Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I will be doing a 2-year pre-loved review. So they're not 2 years old, but they're 2 years old with me. These were both in the same year that I remember. I'm trying to find the date code. And I just stuff it with some paper. So I shop online just because it's convenient and don't have to deal with some people and driving and all that stuff. So trying to find the date code. I forgot where it was. So it's right here. So this was in 96. This is 96 as well. So you can see the big difference. I did do an unboxing of this and I did do a 1-year review. I did a lot of testing on this, on how to make sure it doesn't crack, because this is my first, I think, pre-loved purchase. And I really love it. I love that it has darkened so much. It's definitely like the darkest patina I've ever had in any of my monogram bags with the vachetta leather. So this string is, this is not Louis Vuitton. And I didn't want it to not match. I wasn't ready, and I still am not ready to change the leather, any leather in this particular bag. So this is also 2 years old because of the fact that I just don't want to get a untreated vachetta leather. I really, really love this bag still. Like, oh my god. This is like a basic bag. Definitely like the vachetta is super, super smooth. I put coconut oil on here. Someone made a comment that you shouldn't really put oil. I didn't use like liquid oil. If you don't know, like actual real coconut oil, the actual like legit coconut oil with 0 additives, that's usually solid. Coconut oil is solid. So it was solid when I rub it in. It's basically just a conditioner in that. So I did that because there's been a lot of info in regards to just sometimes when it was super dry, I just, I felt desperate, and I know coconut oil is really good for leather, but I'm already thinking, well, it's already dark anyway, so why not? But this is really like the darkest part, and this really did patina. So the previous owner really did love this bag and used the top part the most, probably with just, your normal oils with your fingers and your hand and your lotion, of course, or anything else. I cleaned this up as much as possible. It really took a toll, and I think that's when I started to do the coconut oil, because it dried up at a certain point due to the cleaning, because I wanted it to make sure, like, every time I would rub the leather cleaner or the saddle soap, it will come out clear. But every time I would rub again, it would still come out with some dirt in it. So I just kept on doing that for weeks and months, and I kept doing that with every single part of the leather here, the vachetta leather anyway. The thing that I love about this bag is that there's a spare here so you guys can look at it, and it won't be too annoying for me to flipping it around. The thing that I love about this bag is that it's very kind of everyday bucket bag, but it's also very classy and classic and elegant, and I love that. I love the versatility of it, but I always do feel majority of Louis Vuitton, especially for the monogram print, I feel that all the time. Like, some people feel that certain cuts or designs of bags feel a little dressier, and some feel a little bit more basic, but I feel like it's a luxury bag, like, it's a luxury bag. I don't really think it's gonna be as basic as you believe it's gonna be. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It has the monogram. Like, it's always gonna be flashy and fancy. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how people kind of think of it like that, but that is their opinion. That's their perception, and that's just not mine. I feel like Louis Vuitton is always going to be elegant, and I also feel like it can also be an everyday bag due to the durability. So this is now a 23-year-old bag. Almost as old as me. 23-year-old bag. And man, is this supple and smooth. So this is the bottom. And yes, it's not uniform, but who holds their bag like this, right? And I actually love it as is. I know it's mine, and it's beautiful. It's super supple. It's super smooth. I've never had any issues with it. It is still really tough. Like, just listen to that. I'm not trying to destroy my bag. Don't worry about that. I'm not trying to punch a hole in there. But you could it feels so intact because it is intact. The corners do have some rubbing in there, but this is, again, a 23-year-old bag. It has been very loved. This one is beautifully perfect. I'm talking about up here, okay? What I mean is that there is no peeling of the leather up here. That's why I say what I mean perfect compared to here. These have been kind of, the wear is deeper, and this one as well. You can see it's kind of discolored a little bit. It's a lighter color due to that. Now that I remember and I'm doing this video, I think I need to do a maintenance on this one. Just cause I get a little worried about my Louis Vuitton and actually all of my leather items. So but the top of the line is definitely Louis Vuitton that I worry about the most, and I do take care of them as well as I should. So this one is the first pre-love that I ever got, and when I got this, a family member, because I couldn't stop talking about it, and she's like, well, I have that, and I remember when you were like years ago, I think high school or something, I offered this bag, and I said no, I didn't like it. It's brown, it's Louis Vuitton. At the time I was really more into just black, all leather bags and black. I didn't want my bags to catch attention at the time. So that was it. I just wanted like a super durable, just all around bag that I didn't need to worry about. And so I was like, no. And I talked about it. I talked about this bag, and I love it so much. So she sent me this because it was really just sitting in a closet for, I don't know, a while. Years. I'm thinking years. So this has also been loved, but not really taken care of very well because, like I said, it's been sitting in a closet, and you can see the wear here. The vachetta is cracking. I have been using this on and off for 2 years, and I'm letting you know the vachetta cracking hasn't gotten worse. Once your vachetta or any kind of leather cracks, there really is no cure for that. That is basically leather cancer. So a lot of people always get worried, and they believe that there's something they could do. Just so you know, when you're putting conditioner in there, you already have a crack, do not overdo it, because this will make it brittle, and this will actually make it worse. This is from personal experience. So I don't want anybody out there to be like, oh my God, I conditioned it and it got worse. Yes, it got worse because you probably got too excited. You didn't let it completely dry. The way I do it, if there's already a crack like this, the way I let it completely dry is I don't use it for a week. And then I check it. And if I'm still like deep down inside, I feel something's off, I still won't use it. But minimum 1 week. But if you're going to use it like in an hour after you put conditioner in there, no, it's definitely gonna die. Like, I keep forgetting to get like an old Louis Vuitton bag so I could demonstrate how bad the cracking was. yeah, it was my grandma's, and it's somewhere in my closet, and I keep forgetting to get it and show you guys. So these have a ton of cracking on the string, and I like all of this is all over the string. So I'm just, there's no point, I think, to just show you all of the cracking. Just so you know, ever since I did take ownership of this particular bag, the cracking hasn't gotten worse. So that's a plus. That means that I am really taking good care of this particular bag. And if you want to know why the shape of this one is better than this, this is sagging a little bit, is because there is an organizer in this bag. So I'm sorry. There you go. There's an organizer in this bag. This is an original club organizer, and to be quite honest, I really don't want to buy the organizer again, just because number one, it's a little bit pricey. Number two, it takes a while to get to me. And you know how, like, when you have a new Louis, a new bag, you kind of want to use it, like, right now. And if it takes that long, like, I don't know, it's kind of annoying sometimes. And thirdly, there's no way has, like, I kid you not, about this much gap from the organizer to the end of the bag. So I feel like I paid really good money for the organizer, and it doesn't really fit perfectly well to the bag. I might as well try a cheaper one. So when I am shopping, and I am kind of contemplating on getting another bag, but I'm not pulling the trigger yet because of the fact that I can't decide on what organizer I want to buy. And this particular bag was on my I will never buy this bag list. But now I want to get this bag. But I know I'm going to hate the bag if I will not have an organizer. So I've been shopping around. I've been looking everywhere. I do not like the other, there's this South Korean brand that people really love and talk about and stuff, and it's basically the same as the original club. But I went to their website before one time, and it was really, really, really annoying to go through, just because their measurements, it was just like it was overwhelming, basically what it was. So it really wasn't for me, so I'm just not even going to go with that. I would prefer something through Amazon if that would be possible. That would be easier to go with. So if you could recommend one of that. I've actually looked at two. One brand starts with a V, I think, and the other one I don't remember. But the type of bag that I'm thinking of getting, I would prefer that it has a zipper top on the top. But if it doesn't have that, it's cool. It's not necessary, but it's a great plus. So maybe that's a hint for you guys to, oh, what kind of bag is she going to get? What kind of bag is she thinking of? Actually, I am on the fence between 3 bags, actually, to get first. But I kind of narrowed it down, and one bag is a little bit, they're actually 2 different, very, very different bags. The third one that I kind of put aside is just the design of the bag might be a little harder for me to use, although I am really drawn to that. It's not a no way, if that's what you're thinking, because I have said this before. I do want a third no way that's brand new to me. But since I have these 2, and this one, I used this pretty much every day when I was pregnant with my son. And this one is, of course, given by a family member, so I'm not going to get rid of this. I might, my husband thought it was really ridiculous that I didn't want to change the cracking, like the string and this, due to the fact of that this was, it came with a lot of memories with my my family and all that stuff, and it's just a little hard for me to do that because of the emotional ties. But you never know, like, it could be tomorrow, it could be next year, or I might just decide, you know what, I'll just buy these 2. Or they sell like a cheaper version of this somewhere that is not really bought from Louis Vuitton, but it's the same everything. It's vachetta leather. Maybe I could just go through with that, but then with this, I really have to go through with Louis. Because I didn't really research it. I didn't really look for a replacement for this, but I was actually looking for something that would be in the longer side for this. That would be perfect for me, actually, if I did that, because sometimes I do want this to be longer than just this. There isn't a big difference since I own these particular bags. I never babied them at all, if you could see. So it really is, this one just got very dark due to the previous owner completely falling in love with it and just really used it so often. And this one, the previous owner, I'm not really trying to be mean or anything, but just being honest here, the previous owner just didn't really maintain it and put conditioner on it, which, you know what, Louis Vuitton really discourages that anyway. So they just really followed what the company told them to do, and as a result, there's a ginormous like cracking, you know, everywhere. I think a little bit of cracking is really a big deal for me. So yeah, I feel like if you really just do take care of your leather, your Louis Vuitton, it really will last forever. So all the leather stuff that I do use will be linked down below. I love those. I have them in my cabinet. I always have like a 1 or 2 spares just in case. Like sometimes I will just do like 5 to 10 bags in one day, like just clean and condition them, because you know I'm doing it anyway and you gotta let it dry before you condition it, things like that. So I always have like a few bottles at home, and I just love it. I love doing the maintenance. I love everything about it. I love just taking care of it, and I love the shade of patina for this one. It's not too dark and it's not too light. I feel like this is like the perfect color for me, I think. You know how like the first time you get your Louis, and in the super scary kind of super light color, like I don't like that phase. I just never did. And this is the perfect color for me, I think. I wish like if it just stays in this color and never really change, like that would be perfect. Like if this is the deepest color you would ever get, that would be the perfect color. So I definitely still love my Nuets. If you could see, I take care of them really well, as much as I can. I still use them. I've used them both through the year. I would wear this one a day or a few weeks, and then I'll switch to a different bag, or maybe I'll even switch to this one. To me, they're different bags, and because the patina is so different, like to me, they're literally different bags. I do reach for the older one, the darker one, more than this one, and I think it's because there are no crackings. I feel like every time I do use this particular bag, due to the cracking, to me, and there's a cracking up here now. To me, it just kind of feels like I didn't even notice the cracking. So I'm going to show you guys. Right there. There's a cracking. Right there. Not the separation of the leather. The cracking right there. To me, this one has so many cracks that I just feel like it's a lot more fragile. And I don't know, I just kind of really worry about it. But the weird part is, after I talk about it, like, oh, I'm so scared, I'm so worried about my bag, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? I'll probably wear this tomorrow. Like, it's ridiculous like that, how my brain works. But this one is definitely a little bit more favored for me. From that, I think it just is super soft. It's super supple. It is just, I don't know. It really is one of my favorite between the two. So yeah, if you don't really take care of the bag as well, like, yeah, I'm taking care of this bag now that it's in my possession, and I've had these bags for 2 years now, I think. If you could see, like, even the 2 years, you know, I maintain it once a year, the difference is, this is 23 years old, and I got it 21 years at the time. The difference is, for 21 years, nobody really took care of it. So it's trying to catch up. And this one, because it was like used all the time, the natural oils really did help soften and keep it, I guess, moisturized in a sense, versus this, like, this poor thing. You know, it is what it is, and I would just really encourage people to take care of their Louis Vuittons. It is not a tank. It is not bulletproof. Like, even if you buy an Aston Martin, if somebody shoots your Aston Martin, don't you think it's going to get a hole? It's the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just throw your bag and expect not to get a gash on it, or expect it to just be 100% perfect. So, thank you guys so much. I know I kind of rambled on about these 2 bags, because I really do love these 2 bags, and I just can't talk enough about it. So the day that you guys see me having 3 of these, oh my gosh, I think that would be like a very spectacular day for me. This one, the top has finally started to peel off right there. But other than that, 23 years old, and it's still beautiful, you know? It's just so incredibly beautiful. It's just beautiful. I love it. I just love it. And it's super soft compared to this one. This one is still a little tough versus this one. And they're both the same age. This is also made in 1996. Sorry, not 2000. I keep saying 2000. Like 1990s never existed. It's so bizarre. Yeah. And then the engraving on the rivets are different than how it is now. So that's also really beautiful. I really love that. I love that they change it through the years, and I love that mine is different. And when I get a new one, a brand new one, but no way, not a pre-loved or a hand-me-down, then I should probably compare the engraving and what would be the difference between getting it in decades difference versus like getting the same bag, and they're all the same. They're both the same age. So here you go. Here are my 2 no ways, and I really love them both. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. Don't forget to hit the like button, of course, the subscribe if you haven't yet, and the bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. I'm probably contemplating, I think I'm going to put all my stuff and put it in this bag. So do that down below. And if you just love Louis Vuitton, love to talk about Louis Vuitton, let me know down below. I love talking to anybody who loves Louis Vuitton. Let me know what kind of bags you guys have, which print you prefer, anything that has to do with Louis Vuitton. I love hearing from you guys. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.